Probably the craziest atmosphere was LeBron's first game back in Cleveland.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
I have never in my life at any sporting event been in a place like the arena in Cleveland. The first time you guys
December 2nd.
came back, you
December
still
2nd.
remember the date.
I will never forget that day.
Besides the finals, that's the second best performance I've ever seen LeBron James, and personally, that I've watched. Because to go back in that environment, in the atmosphere, forget the game of basketball. How are you processing strangers that don't know you?
Yes.
They're buying T-shirts and they're celebrating, saying F you.
Can you give me a story of going to a city and seeing the earthlings, the fans, react in a way where you went, what am I a part of right now?
I always take it back to that first game in Cleveland.
Well, the heat is on. Miami's plane touched down early this morning, bringing LeBron James back to his old stomping grounds, and Cleveland fans are ready.
We got on the elevator at the hotel before when we was going to get breakfast in the morning, and there was people on the elevator with LeBron shirts on. It was LeBron and us on the elevator. And I'm looking at dude like, how are you processing all of this?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Forget the game of basketball. How are you processing strangers that don't know you?
Yes.
They're buying T-shirts and they're celebrating, saying F you.
LeBron James' return to Cleveland next Thursday could be so problematic the game actually comes with instructions. The message from the Cavaliers to their fans is this: no profane or vulgar clothing. Obscene signs will be removed. There will be no plastic beer bottles. Vendors will instead pour beverages into cups for you. Increased Quicken Loans Arena security will include uniformed and undercover officers near the Heat bench and along the way to the visitors' locker room. Cavaliers officials want an energized but safe environment. That's a message they plan to send to fans.
The reception will be far from a warm homecoming from fans and ex-teammates alike.
You know, it's almost like your ex-girlfriend coming to your wedding.
Once the game starts, there are no friends unless you got a white jersey on. In this arena tonight, there are no friends. They said he will not leave. You know, they didn't plan this out real good. You know what I mean? Because if they had any inkling of him leaving, or even thought about the possibility that he could leave, then they would have made a sign and trade with Miami. Because we lost him and didn't get anything back.
Now they feel like jilted lovers, abandoned. They want nothing to do with LeBron.
I think it's going to be tough, but, I'm there to win a basketball game and understand. I understand how passionate fans are about sports, so, I'm ready for whatever response that I'm going to get.
I don't think we know what to expect, but I'm sure it's going to be something like we've never seen before.
Some area restaurants and bars have a special room for fans to cleanse themselves of LeBron. The LeBron flap in the urinal, that's to represent what?
That's more just, having a little fun with a guy that broke everybody's heart, and, we're all adults and we'll get over it and move on.
Trying to flush away the memory? It's a good way to put it.
I would never forget the Cleveland game. The first time we went back to Cleveland, I would never forget being in the locker room. And that was the time where I looked at LeBron and I was like, hey, this guy's he's not normal. He's really not normal. I've always said it, but I really felt it.
It has the feel of a playoff game. The Q will rock tonight as the Cavs take on LeBron James and the Heat.
Cavs players say they're getting flooded with text messages from across the league saying, beat the Heat.
Everybody in the world with us.
I was really hurt and immature of how to handle it, for one. If I can go back, I'll just put my head down and keep working and getting better. And obviously just tackle it a different way, which I didn't.
We got a lot of people behind us, and I'm grateful for that.
It's definitely a big game for the city and for the organization as well.
It's gonna be excited. It's gonna be hectic at first because I know we're gonna be excited. We're gonna be energized. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun game tonight. I'll tell you that.
looking back on it now as we sit here talking, I mean, you got to do what's best for you, right? So, but I didn't have, I trust me, I didn't have that mindset at the time at 26, 27.
You, like everybody else, was watching to hear what LeBron was going to say when he had the television special.
No, I didn't watch it. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
For me, I'm biased and I was kind of disappointed.
How surprised were you?
The only thing I was surprised about was him going to Miami.
What's the collective mood now within the organization?
It's going to be a transition.
It definitely feels weird. It was awkward kind of to see Chris Gent walk out of the tunnel. He's the only coach that remained from Mike Brown's staff. He was LeBron James' shooting coach here. LeBron was on the floor. Chris Gent went right on the floor, didn't even make eye contact, and I don't think LeBron looked back down this either way.
On Thursday, it's finally here. You go back to Cleveland. Right. What do you want to happen there?
What do I want to happen? If I could, the best thing for us to happen is for us to win. You know, I want to win because I'm a competitor. But I also want the fans of Cleveland to know that I still much respect, much love for them fans because they see me grow, and I seen them grow when I was an 18-year-old kid to a 25-year-old man. So it's gonna be emotionally draining for myself. I already know it's starting to hit me already. It's gonna be emotionally draining, but you know, all in all, I hope the fans respect me, and I'm gonna respect them. I always will have respect for them, but I know how passionate they are. I understand.
It's going to be an unusual night, but it's going to be an exciting night, a playoff atmosphere at the Q.
And like, I was a part of the media corps that was causing problems, and we were all over the team.
Well, Brian, the weather out here in Cleveland is raw, it's bitter, and there's nearly 100% chance of rage.
I've never seen fans that mad at a person.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
When we went back to Cleveland,
Come on, man.
I have never saw hate. I didn't grow up in the times like where our parents can tell us about the hate that they experienced by being black in America. I didn't grow up in those times, but I grew up in the times where I went back to Cleveland.
And that's why the NBA and the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Cleveland Police Department have put together security the likes of which Quicken Loans Arena has not seen before.
That was crazy.
This is a situation where I've talked to a lot of people. No one can remember any more venom and vitriol directed toward a visiting player.
The hatred that I heard in the locker room, I've never heard hate before.
People were throwing batteries at us.
I remember.
I won't forget it because LeBron and I was talking on the sideline. It was like a dead ball. And he was here and I was here. And a 9-volt battery flew between us and hit the floor. And we both, I said, I'm not standing next to you anymore because they're not throwing it at me.
No, but yeah.
He started laughing.
I remember walking into the bowl, which I came in late. I didn't want to be in there too early.
That place was rocking.
And I remember you could feel on your skin, you could feel something. You could feel like a layer of something.
That, like, the finals doesn't compare to that. No playoffs compare to that.
And Ernie, I will be honest. I've been in 2 NBA finals, and I've not seen the electricity in a regular season game ever in my life. I've been around basketball for 25 to 30 years and have never seen an electricity in a building and the intensity in the building. This feels like the NBA Finals right now.
It was just like you felt all of the like intensity, all of the anger.
And when we talk about racism, when we talk about the things that people said to us.
I will say this because we're all kind of built for it anyways. That run out.
Ooh, that run out.
Bro, if you weren't ready to bump after that.
Yeah. In the locker room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was almost more electric than any final game I ever played in.
You know what I mean? Like, you can hear someone say something, but if you ever heard the sound of hate, it is the most like uncomfortable thing to experience. And like, I remember walking out of the tunnel, and it wasn't just boos, and it wasn't just I hate yous. It was the look on people's faces. It was the things that was coming out of their mouths and like how raged they were, like in anger. that I said, I will never forget this moment a day in my life about, you know, how someone can really hate you for making a basketball decision that you felt was best for yourself and your family is crazy to me. I see some ugliness, and I from fans that I didn't know existed, and I come from the inner city of Chicago.
Ready to do the promo?
Heat at Cavs. LeBron returns.
The fans are going to be hostile, but it's going to be exciting.
LeBron James and the Miami Heat at Quicken Loans Arena on a night unlike any other. There is LeBron. Every time his picture was put on the Jumbotron here at Quicken Loans Arena, the boos rang out.
The boos were just this, like, so loud and consistent, and then anytime they would show Bron on the Jumbotron, and you didn't think it'd get louder, but every time they showed him, it got louder and worse, and it was so intense. Like that, like when you talk about being in like a real hostile environment, that was it.
And I was terrified when I went back to Philly, and they gave me a standing ovation. I'm going to bet my life on it. He's not going to get a standing ovation.
Here's LeBron to the scorer's table. The question is, would he go through the usual pregame routine involving the slapping? LeBron with the jumper. James with a beautiful move. Wow.
And it was so deafening, like loud and just like intense for the entire time.
It's a Miami win. The Cats fans leave with appreciation for a great 7 years they had together.
And was it that atmosphere for the whole time, like
The
hours?
whole time, like from the time we ran to the arena to the time we left, it was just boos and yells.
Now at the point, Terrell Anthony has checked in for Miami. Here is James guarding LeBron James, and LeBron makes it 14 straight points.
I understand how passionate fans are. Still got a lot of love for these fans here. But, you know, I'm a Miami Heat player now. We're looking to get this win.
All right, thanks a lot. Thank you, EJ.
I never, people who was talking about my mama, in a way, I ain't never seen nobody talk about my mama.
Like from people trying to throw batteries on the court. We had somebody try to grab an officer's gun. Like it was just crazy stories like that. And it was just like you guys are really that mad that he left Cleveland to come to Miami. Like, I'm confused. Like, how can you be that mad?
Yeah. And so
man, they bought into it, you know, from the jump. You know, Bron was very vocal. You know, he's always been very vocal.
He had 40 in the third.
Man, something.
Then he go out there and hit 40 in the third and sit down in the fourth.
Yeah. Here's James off the fake. In the half court. Not a good ball movement. The turnover there from Williams. LeBron to the bucket. James for three. James steps back and hits again.
That's when they're at their best, and that's what everyone, including Charles Barkley and then Kenny Smith, has been clamoring.
So LeBron.
You go to the locker room after the game, and what is that like? Like, because you're all realizing this could be an entire season of this.
The fans had their say tonight. What would you like to say to them if you could?
7 great years. Loved every part. Loved every moment from the growth when I was an 18-year-old kid to a 25-year-old man. And, you know, tried our best. As a team, we tried our best to bring a championship to the city and just try to play hard every night. So I got the utmost respect for this franchise, utmost respect for these fans, and, you know, just continue the greatness for myself here in Miami and try to get better every day.
You can't go back with your decision, but do you regret how it ended? Would you like to apologize for the way it ended?
I don't want to apologize. I think, you know, my intentions was not to hurt anyone. You know, my intentions were solely on kids during the whole process. And, you know, I always say, you know, decisions I make, I live with them. You know, there's always ways that you can correct them or ways that you can do them better. But at the end of the day, I live with them. And, you know, I'm satisfied. I'm happy right now.
Was it impacting LeBron, though? I mean, this is his hometown.
I don't know. It was hard to say because at one point he kind of embraced being a villain. Like, okay, y'all don't like me for making a decision that's going to help my career, help me be a better basketball player. So is it real personal, or is it y'all just don't like what I did? So for him, it was kind of like he embraced it. It was like, yeah, I'll be the villain for right now, because at the end of the day, that's all it is.
The thought by many was that LeBron James embarrassed Cleveland by the way he left. The decision, thought by all, was that he embarrassed the Cavaliers in his return.
After the game, James said he was exhausted from all the emotion that he inevitably had to expend on his return. But think about how tired the Cavaliers were trying to stop him, particularly in that third quarter. Rachel Nichols was in Cleveland.
He threw his chalk.
I mean, it was a combination of a lot. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about it.
A special player in person to be able to respond to all of this scrutiny.
James played it straight.
Just try to keep a clear head about it. There's nothing personal for myself to these fans. It won't be ever.
This is our brother coming back into a very emotional situation. You know, we know that this guy right here is very mature, can handle himself in any situation. It seemed like he always rises to the occasions when things look at his darkest for him. And he did it again tonight. So I'm just watching this man. I've never seen a performance like that.
You know, he was so good, and when he was like and locked in and just so efficient, and it was like it was really impressive to me.